also heard from Atlas's mother in, I think, chapter 5. We haven't heard from her ever in this entire series that we're doing, so I feel like that's gonna be messy, y'all. So let's just go ahead and let's get into it. Okay, chapter 7 is in Atlas's point of view. When you're working with flounder, always fold your knife like this. I demonstrate how to start with the dull end at the tail, but Theo looks away as soon as I begin to scale the fish. Gross, he mutters, covering his mouth. I can't. Theo moves to the other side of the counter, putting space between himself and the cooking lesson. I'm only scaling it. I haven't even cut it open yet. Theo makes a gagging sound. I have no interest in working with food. I'll stick to being your therapist. Theo pushes himself off the counter. Speaking of, did you ever text Lily? I did. She texted you back? Sort of. It was a short text, so I decided to take her lunch today to see where her head is at. That was a bold move. I spent my life not making bold moves when it comes to her. I wanted to make sure she knew where I stood this time. Oh no, Theo says. What cheesy thing did you say to her about fish and beaches and shores? I never should have told him what I said to Lily about finally reaching the shore. I'm not going to hear the end of it. Shut up. You've probably never spoken to a girl. You're 12. Theo laughs, but then I notice an awkwardness settle over him and he thinks I'm not looking. He grows quiet, despite the ruckus going on around us. There are at least 5 other people in the kitchen right now, but everyone is so focused on their work, no one is paying attention to the conversation I'm having with Theo. You like someone? I ask him. He shrugs. Kinda. The discussion I have with Theo are usually one-sided. As much as he likes to ask questions, he doesn't answer very many, so I tread carefully. Oh yeah. I try to act casual with my response so he'll expand. Who is she? Theo is looking down at his hands. He's picking at his thumbnail, but I can see his shoulders sink a little after the question, like I did something wrong, or said something wrong. Or he, I clarify. Oh, I can't. I whisper it to be sure he's the only one who hears it. Theo's eyes dart up to mine. He doesn't have to confirm or deny anything. I can see the truth written in the fear that's resting behind his eyes. I give my attention back to the fish I'm preparing, and as nonchalantly as possible, I say, do you go to school with him? Theo doesn't immediately answer. I'm not sure if I'm the first person he's admitted this part of himself to, so I want to make sure to tread that with the care it deserves. I want him to know he has an ally in me, but I also hope he's aware he has an ally in his father too. Bro, literally, can Atlas, where can I find an Atlas? I need an Atlas. Theo looks around to make sure no one is hovering long enough to follow along with their conversation. He's been in math club with me all year long. His words are quick and concise, like he wants to release them and never say them again. Does your dad know? Theo shakes his head. I watch as he swallows what looks like nervous thoughts. I put down my knife when I'm done scaling the fish and move to the sink closest to Theo to wash my hands. I've known your dad for a long time. He's one of my best friends for a reason. I don't surround myself with people who aren't good. I can see the reassurance settle in him when I say that, but I can also tell he's uncomfortable and probably wants to change the subject. I would say you should text this person you like. You're probably the only 12-year-old left on earth without a cell phone. You'll never date anyone at this rate. You'll probably be single and phoneless forever. Theo is relieved I'm ripping him. I'm so glad you decided to be a chef and not a therapist. You suck at advice. I take offense to that. I give good advice. Okay, Atlas, whatever you say. He seems to loosen up. He follows me as I head back to my station. Did you ask Lily out on a date when you went to her work? No, I will tonight. I'm calling her when I get off. I walk by Theo and ruffle his hair on my way to the freezer. Hey, Atlas. I pause. His eyes are filled with concern, but one of the waiters pushes through the door and walks between us, preventing Theo from saying whatever he was about to say. He doesn't have to say it though. Not saying a word, Theo. Client confidentiality goes both ways. I'm gonna cry. That seems to reassure him. Good, because if you said something to my dad, I would tell him how cheesy you are with your pickup lines. Theo mockingly presses his palms to his cheeks. We finally reached the beach. My little whale. I glare at him. That's not at all how it went. Theo points across the kitchen. Look, it's sand. We've reached land. Stop. Lily, what the heck? Our boat is wrecked. He's still following me around the kitchen, making fun of me when his dad shift ends. I've never been happier to see him leave. And that was chapter 7, I believe. Atlas's chapters are always so short, but I feel like his chapters are really wholesome. Let's move on to chapter 8. Lily's chapters are usually a little bit longer, so I'm hoping that that's what the situation is. Chapter 8. Lily. It's almost 9:30 at night and I have no missed calls. Emerson has been asleep for an hour and a half and she's usually awake by 6 in the morning. I go to bed around 10 because if I don't get at least 8 hours of sleep, I function at the capacity of a zombie. But if Atlas doesn't call before 10, I'm not sure I'll be able to sleep at all. I wonder if I should have apologized 70 more times for hiding him in the closet today. I walk to the bathroom sink to start my 90s skincare routine, and I take my phone with me. I've carried it with me every step since he showed up at lunchtime today and told me he'd call me tonight. I should have clarified what tonight meant. To Atlas, tonight could mean 11. To me, it means 8. Same. We probably have two completely different definitions of what morning and night even mean. He's a successful chef who gets home to unwind after midnight, and I'm in my pajamas by 7 in the evening. My phone makes a noise, but it isn't a ringtone. It's making a noise like someone is trying to FaceTime me. Please don't be Atlas. Oh my god, not FaceTime. I'm not prepared for a video chat. I just put this face scrub on. I look at the phone and sure enough, it's him. I answer it and quickly flip the phone around so that he can't see me. I leave it on the sink while I speed up the cleansing process. You asked if you could call me. This is a video chat. I hear him laugh. I can't see you. Yeah, because I'm washing my face and getting ready for bed. You don't need to see me. Yes, I do, Lily. My heart can't take this. Okay. His voice makes my skin feel tingly. I flip the camera around and hold it up with an I told you so expression. My wet hair is still wrapped in a towel and I'm wearing a nightgown my grandmother probably used to own, and my face is still covered in green foam. His smile is fluid and sexy. He's sitting up in bed wearing a white t-shirt, leaning against a black wooden headboard. The one time I went to his house, I never went into his bedroom. His wall is blue, like denim. This is definitely worth the decision to video chat, he says. I set the phone back down facing me this time and finish rinsing. Thanks for lunch today. I don't want to give him too much praise, but it was the best pasta I'd ever had. And it was 2 hours old before I even had a chance to take a lunch break and eat it. You like the why are you avoiding me pasta? You know it was great. I walk to my bed once I'm finished in the bathroom. I prop my phone on a pillow and lie on my side. How was your day? Oh my god, this is so cute. It was good, he says, but not very convincing with the way his voice drops on the word good. I make a face to let him know I don't believe him. He looks away from the screen for a second, like he's processing a thought. It's just one of those weeks, Lily. It's better now, though. His mouth curls into a slight grin, and it makes me smile, too. I don't even have to make small talk. I'd be happy just staring at him in complete silence for an hour. What's your new restaurant called? I already know it's his last name, but I don't want him to know I googled him. Corrigan's. It's the same kind of food as Bib's. Sort of. It's fine dining, but with an Italian-inspired menu. He rose onto his side, propping his phone on something so that he's mirroring my position. It feels like old times when we'd stay up chatting on my bed. I don't want to talk about me. How are you? How's the floral business? What's your daughter like? That's a lot of questions. I have a lot more, but let's start with those. Okay, well, I'm good. Exhausted most of the time, but I guess that's what I get for being a business owner and a single mother. hours and turn 1. On the 11th, I'm going to cry. This first year went so fast. I can't get over how much he looks like you. You think so? He nods and then says, but the flower shop is good. You're happy there. I move my head from side to side and make a face. It's okay. Why just okay? I don't know. I think I'm tired of it. Or tired in general. It's a lot. And it's tedious work for not very much financial return. I mean, I'm proud it's been successful and that I did it, but sometimes I daydream about working in a factory assembly line. I can relate, he says. The idea of being able to go home and not think about your job is tempting. Do you ever get bored of being a chef? Every now and then. It's why I opened Corrigan's. Honestly, I decided to take more of an ownership role and less of a chef role. I still cook several nights a week, but a lot of time goes to keeping them both running on the business side. Do you work crazy hours? I do, but nothing I can't work a date night around. Stop. That makes me smile. I fidget with my comforter, avoiding eye contact because I know I'm blushing. Are you asking me out? I am. Are you saying yes? I can free up a night. We're both smiling now, but then Atlas clears his throat like he's preparing for a kavit. Can I ask you a difficult question? Okay, I tried to hide my nerves over what he's about to ask. Earlier today, you mentioned your life was complicated. If this us becomes something, is it really going to be an issue for Ryle? I don't even hesitate. Yes. Why? He doesn't like you. Me specifically, or any guy you might potentially date. I scrunch up my nose. You. Specifically you. Because of the fight at my restaurant. Because of a lot of things, I amend. I roll onto my back and move my phone with me. He blames most of our fights on you. Atlas is clearly confused, so I elaborate without making things too uncomfortable. Remember when we were teenagers and I used to write in my journal? I do, even though you never let me read anything. Well, Ryle found the journals and he read them, and he didn't like what he read. Atlas sighs. Lily, we were kids. Jealousy doesn't have an expiration date, apparently. Atlas presses his lips into a thin line for a moment, like he's attempting to push down his frustration. I really hate that you're stressing over his potential reaction to things that haven't even happened yet. But I get it. It's the unfortunate position that you're in. He looks at me reassuringly. We'll take it one step at a time, okay? I'm crying. I'm actually crying. One very slow step at a time, I suggest. Deal. Slow steps. Atlas adjusts the pillow beneath his hand. I used to see you writing in those journals. I always wondered what you wrote about me. If you wrote about me. Almost everything was about you. Do you still have them? Yeah, they're in a box in my closet. Atlas sits up. Read me something. No. God, no. Lily. He looks so hopeful and excited at the possibility, but I can't read my teenage thoughts out loud to him over FaceTime. I'm going red just thinking about it. Please. I cover my face with my hand. No, don't beg. I'll give in to those blue puppy dog eyes if he doesn't stop looking at me like he is. He can see he's wearing me down. Lily, I have ached since I was a teenager to know what you thought of me. One paragraph. Just give me that much. How can I say no to that? I groan and toss the phone on the bed in defeat. Give me 2 minutes. I walk to my closet and pull down the box. I carry it over to my bed and begin flipping through the journals to find something that won't embarrass him too much. What do you want me to read? My retelling of our first kiss. No, we're going slow, remember? He says that teasingly. Start with something from the beginning. That's much easier. I grab the first journal and flip through it until I find something that looks short and not too humiliating. Do you remember the night I came to you crying because my parents were fighting? I remember, he says. He settles into his pillow and puts one arm beneath his head. I rolled my eyes. Get comfy while I mortify myself, I mutter. It's me, Lily. It's us. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. His voice still has the same calming effect it always had. I sit cross-legged and hold the phone with one hand and my journal in the other, and I began to read. So now we're going into the journal entry. A few seconds later, the back door opened and he looked behind me, then to the left and right of me. It wasn't until he looked at my face that he saw I was crying. "You okay?" he asked, stepping outside. I used my shirt to wipe away my tears and noticed he came outside instead of inviting me in. I sat down on the porch step and he sat down next to me. "I'm fine," I said. "I'm just mad. Sometimes I cry when I'm mad." He reached over and tucked my hair behind my ear. I liked it when he did that, and I suddenly wasn't nearly as mad anymore. Then he put his arm around me and pulled me to him so that my head was resting on his shoulder. I don't know how he calmed me down without even talking, but he did. Some people just have a calming presence about them, and he's one of those people, completely opposite of my father. We sat like that for a while until I saw my bedroom light turn on. "You should go," he whispered. We both see my mother stand in my room looking for me now. It wasn't until that moment that I realized what a perfect view he has of my bedroom. As I walked back home, I tried to think about the entire time Atlas has been in that house. I tried to recall if I've walked around after dark with the light on or not, because all I normally wear in my room at night is a t-shirt. Here's what's crazy about that, Ellen. I was kind of hoping I had. Lily. I can't, this is too darn cute. Atlas isn't smiling when I finish reading. He's staring at me with a lot of feeling, and the heaviness in his eyes is making my chest tight. "We were so young," he says. His voice carries a little bit of ache in it. "I know, too young to deal with the stuff we dealt with, especially you." Atlas isn't looking at his phone anymore, but he's moving his head in agreement. The mood has shifted, and I can tell he's thinking about something else entirely. It brings me back to what he tried to brush off earlier when he said it's been one of those weeks. "What's bothering you?" His eyes return to his phone. He seems like he might brush it off again, but then he just sighs and readjusts himself so that he's sitting higher up against the headboard. "Someone vandalized the restaurants." "Both of them?" He nods. "Yeah, it started a few days ago." "You think it's someone you know?" "It's not anyone I recognize, but the security footage wasn't very clear. I haven't reported it to the police yet." "Why haven't you?" His eyebrows furrow. "Whoever it is seems younger, maybe in their teens. I guess I'm worried they might be in a similar situation to the one I was back then." The tension in his eyes eases a bit. "And what if they don't have a Lily to save them?" It takes a few seconds for what he says to register. When it does, I don't smile. I swallow the lump in my throat, hoping he can't see my internal reaction to that. It's not the first time he's mentioned I saved him back then, but every time he says it, I want to argue with him. I didn't save him. All I did was fall in love with him. I can see why I fell in love with him. What owner is more concerned with the situation of the person vandalizing their business than they are with the actual damage being done? "Consider it, Atlas," I whisper. "What was that?" he says. I didn't mean to say that out loud. I slide a hand over the heat moving across my neck. "Nothing." Atlas clears his throat, leaning forward. A subtle smile materializes. "Back to your journal," he says. "I wondered if you knew I could see into your bedroom window back then, because after that night, you left the light on a hell of a lot." I laughed, glad he lightened the mood. "You didn't have a television. I wanted to give you something to watch." He groans. "Lily, you have to let me read the rest." "No. You locked me in a closet today. Letting me read your journals would be a good way to apologize for that. I thought you weren't offended. Maybe it's a delayed offense." He begins to nod slowly. "Yeah, starting to feel it now. I'm really offended." I'm laughing when Emmy begins to work up a cry across the hall. I sigh because I don't want to hang up, but I'm also not the mom who can let her child cry it out. Emmy's waking up. I have to go. "But you owe me a date." "Name the time," he says. "I'm off on Sundays, so a Saturday night might be good." "Tomorrow is Saturday," he says. "But we're going slow." I mean, That's pretty slow if we're counting the first day we met. That puts a lot of years between meeting you and going on our first date with you. 6 o'clock. I smile. 6 is perfect. As soon as I say that, Atlas squeezes his eyes shut for 2 seconds. Wait, I can't tomorrow. Shit. We're hosting an event. They need me at the restaurant. Sunday? I have Emmy Sunday. I'd rather wait before bringing her around you. I get that, Atlas says. Next Saturday. That'll give me time to line up someone to watch her. Atlas grins. It's a date then. He stands up and begins walking through his bedroom. You're off on Sundays, right? Can I call you this Sunday? When you call, do you mean video chat? I want to be prepared this time. You couldn't be unprepared if you tried, he says. And yes, it'll be a FaceTime. Why would I waste time with a phone call when I can look at you? I like this flirty side of Atlas. I have to bite my bottom lip for 2 seconds in order to hold back my grin. Good night, Atlas. Night, Lily. Even the way he makes such intense eye contact when saying goodbye makes my stomach flip. I end the call and press my face into my pillow. I squeal like I'm 16 again. And that's chapter 8, you guys. That was probably my favorite chapter. That was so darn cute. I can't even. Oh my god, I love that. I want to read it again right now, actually. Okay, let me calm down. I'm a little bit too excited. Actually, I need to relax. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see all of you lovely, lovely, lovely people in our next one. Bye.